Hi, it's Janelle with Parsnips and Parsimony, and today I'm going to show you how I have been menu planning. For those of you who are just joining our channel, welcome. I am doing a whole month of menu plans and meal plans for the month of March, and I am using this planner, Life in Apples. You can check out my meal plan videos. Those will be linked in the description below. But today I'm going to be showing you how I actually put my menu together. I like to shop only every 2 weeks, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to walk you through the steps of how I do that. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments below. You're welcome to subscribe and like this video and give it a thumbs up. So let's get planning. And if you found this video helpful, please be sure to share it with your friends. So these are my meal plans that I've done for the last 2 weeks. And over here, this week I have that I need to buy white flour and molasses. So I need to add that to my list right away. But I like to write my menu on just some separate pieces of paper first. That just kind of gives me a rough idea of what I'm going to be cooking. And then depending on what I find at the grocery store, I can either change the menu or just plug that right into my book. Next is checking the refrigerator to see if I need anything in there. So let's see what we have here. I have sour cream that I didn't open last time. I think I have a whole thing of cottage cheese. There's actually, for a 2-week shopping trip, we did not go through all of our food, which is good. I'm very happy about that. The one thing we need is, we've got lettuce, so we're gonna need some more lettuce for 2 weeks, some spinach. I need half and half. I need to add that to my list. Let's put flour, molasses, and I buy those in bulk, and I need half and half. Spinach, lettuce. Now we'll jump to our sales flyers. So the next thing I like to do is take the sales flyers from this week, and this is probably the biggest way on how I manage to keep our food budget as low as it is. If I worked a lot of coupons and ran to the grocery store a lot, I could probably get the food budget down a little bit more. But again, coupons are mostly for processed foods. You can't find them, at least in my area, for fruits and vegetables. And that's what we eat a lot of in our family. I like to plan my menu around the specials that are on sale, which is going to help me stretch my food budget. So I'm going to take my circulars and see what they have for this week, and then try to plan my menu around what's on sale. All right, so Aldi's is my #1 store to go to because their prices are usually the cheapest and I can get in and out of the store really quickly. All right, so we have corned beef brisket, $2.99 a pound. All right, that I might get that, I'm not sure. This is a great price for oranges, so I'm gonna add oranges to my list. And I'll probably end up getting 4 bags of those to get us through for 2 weeks. Let's see, tomatoes are $1.19 a pound, so we'll get some tomatoes for our salad. Tomatoes, although they're nothing like the garden fresh ones, but they will work. Let's see, what else do I want? Oranges, asparagus. Oh, that's what I need to add to my list. Apples. We eat a lot of apples this time of year, and Aldi's is the cheapest. All right. There's nothing there. All right, this is Housewares. I don't want anything there. Okay. This is all seafood. The dairy. All right, the half and half is just their normal price, so I'm going to pick that up. All right, so that takes care of Aldi's. Now, the flour and the molasses, I will probably be picking up in bulk. That's a bulk food thing. These items here are Aldi's items. And then I'm going to look at Hannaford. That's my next favorite store. Avocados I already have in the refrigerator, so I don't need any more of those. This is a good price if you want chicken thighs, and I may come back to this and get this, but I have to figure out my menu. But the first thing is finding out what's on sale. So, oh, that's what I need to put on my list. Bananas at Aldi's. I always get bananas, although I'm sure they're not going to be as cheap as they were at Walmart. Last time I went to Walmart, they were 10 cents a pound. Nothing there. Oh, that's what I need. I need toothpaste. I gotta add that to my list here. Toothpaste. I'm not sure where I'm gonna get that, but I need to add it to my list while I'm going out. All of these grocery stores are within half a mile, maybe a quarter mile of each other. So that's why I have these 3 circulars, and I don't mind hitting the different stores if there's enough at one store for me to take the time to go into. Usually I only shop at Aldi's, but sometimes I run into Hannaford and Price Chopper, not as much because Price Chopper tends to be a little bit more pricey, but sometimes their sales are really good. The cheese raviolis, that is 25 ounces, 20 or 25 ounces, depending on what you get. Buy one, get 2 free. And it says you're saving $5.98. So that would be $99 for 3 packages. So that's $1 a package. I would factor in the fact that I need
3 cans probably would get us through.
They're not cans, they're frozen. Either 2 or 3 bags. So that would be $3 for a meal here. And then I would add salad and spaghetti sauce. I usually add that. This would be more of like a special treat, but it makes for a fast lunch. So if there's enough warrant to go to Price Chopper, I'm gonna put down here ravioli, PC for Price Chopper or Market 32. I don't know how to spell ravioli. Ravioli. Okay, so that's a good deal. And when you're doing grocery shopping, always remember that usually the front page is their loss leaders, which means Price Chopper's losing money on these sales because the prices are so good, but they bring people in, and because you're going to buy this, you'll probably do all your grocery shopping there. I don't work that way, but that's how they factor that in. All right, we have a whole boneless center cut pork loin, $1.69 a pound. That's not too bad. The chicken breasts are comparable to other places. Ham, not a bad price. I already have a ham in the fridge. Eggs aren't too bad. If I went, I would get the eggs. But again, this is a limit of 1. I can only do 1 per coupon, and that usually I need more eggs than that. This is not a bad price, $1.99 a pound. What I would do if I went down to Price Chopper, I'd actually look for markdown stickers on these. And if you can find the markdown stickers, that would bring that price down. So that may be worth my time going to Price Chopper just for the markdowns, if they have any. And then there's probably nothing else that I need unless they have toothpaste, and then I could find a coupon for it. Half and half is $3.99. So Aldi's was still quite a bit cheaper than that, because Aldi's was $1.55, so you need 2 of these to equal the half gallon here. So that would be, let's see, $2, $3.10 versus $3.99. So see, there's a case where Aldi's was definitely cheaper than Price Chopper. Carrots, I need carrots. C-A-R. So that takes care of the sale items that I would probably get if I went grocery shopping. Now it's time to figure out what I'm going to do for my meal plans. I always have a rotation of my breakfast, so I don't really have to worry about my breakfast. It's always oatmeal bars, scrambled eggs, pancakes, and granola. That's my rotation of breakfasts every week, and I just kind of plug them in according to the week. Some weeks we put muffins in there, or we'll do waffles, but that's our standard breakfast. That leaves me planning just lunches and dinners. And this is just gonna be a rough plan here. So lunches, I'm going to need 13 lunches for the next 2 weeks. So we're gonna do pizza times 2, soup for 4 days, and let's do, the kids like tomato soup, so that'll be a tomato times 2, and we'll do a beef barley. All right, so that's 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that leaves me 3 meals left. I have mac and cheese, so let's do 1 day of mac and cheese. Do 1 meal of ravioli. I just need to come up with 1 more meal that we would do, and I'm gonna say we're gonna do a thing of sandwiches. Now those might be grilled cheese or bologna sandwiches. Pizza, we need to make sure we have enough cheese. That I may be short on. I might have to buy another bag of that at our bulk place. I know I have enough tomatoes for the soup. I have the beef and the barley already, so that's good. Mac and cheese, I already have the cheese and the macaroni. I don't need to worry about that. I would need to buy the ravioli, but I already have that on my list. The sandwiches, I need to make the bread, but I already have the flour on this. I already have the flour here, so I'm good with that. I have yeast. I have oil. So, and I have tuna fish, so we could do tuna fish sandwiches. There's my 13 lunch meals. I'll figure out how I want to plan that eventually. So dinner. And for dinner, we're going to again need, let's see, 14 dinners as far as I know. I have a ham, and what do they have here? And they have a corned beef. So, it was pretty expensive for corned beef. I don't know that I really want to grab that. That seems a little high. It might be on sale next week, and I might have to go to the store to pick up one of those. Corned beef is a seasonal item, and you can only get it on sale usually this time of year, but that's a really high price for corned beef, so I'm gonna wait on that. All right, dinner. I always plan for leftovers twice a week, so for 2 weeks, leftovers times 4, and that takes me down to 10 meals. We're going to do freezer meals because if you remember my baby shower, the ladies kindly put together some freezer meals. So I do 1 freezer meal a week, so that's for 2 weeks. That puts us down to 8 meals left. I have a ham in the refrigerator, so we're going to do ham. That will be 2 meals there. I also have a recipe for a ham casserole, and I'm going to put times 1. I might be able to get 2 out of it. It just depends on how much the kids eat when we have the plain ham. They really like that type of thing, so they eat a lot of ham. All right, so we may end up putting 2 ham casseroles. It just depends on that. Okay, then we'll have pea soup times 1 for a meal. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need to come up with 4 meals. Let's see, we have ham. I'm not sure what we'll pull out for this, leftovers or whatever. Pea soup. We need to put a beef in there. Let's do a beef pot roast times, that's 2 nights. And we don't have any chicken or Italian in here. Italian. I'm not sure if this will be either spaghetti. It just depends on what I feel like. Spaghetti or goulash. One of those will work. And all right, so that would be times 1. That leaves me with 1 meal left, and I'm gonna go to my Pinterest board and see what I can find there. All right, we have an Italian chicken casserole. Let's look at that. Okay, butter and garlic stuffed bone-in skin on split chicken breast. That was actually on sale, I do believe. All right, so we have 2 split chicken breasts with ribs removed, garlic, vegetable oil, butter, and then seasoning. This recipe looks a little bit too time-consuming right now, so that's a no-go. Let's see what else. Do you have any special requests, Lydia?
Chicken? Chinese pot pie.
Chinese pot pie. Well, I could do something like that.
Or you could do those cookies.
Yeah, cookies.
Like that cake for Chris's birthday.
For dinner? We're looking for dinner, girls.
A spaghetti.
Oh, ooh, this looks good. Mongolian beef. I always like Mongolian beef.
This one, the chicken.
This doesn't take too long to make. I think I have everything too.
But you don't have the subsets.
All right, so I like this. So we're gonna do that for 1 meal.
But we don't have the top.
Mongolian beef, and that's on Pinterest. All right, well, that would be one meal. So does that count? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, so there's my 14, my rough menu of 14 meals. Now I need to make sure that we're gonna do probably carrots, mashed potatoes.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
You like that?
I love my mashed potatoes.
So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in my pantry, just make sure that I have all of the ingredients that I need for these recipes. I think I have most everything, but I need to double check. I'm going to check my pantry, and I have my list here. So the main things I need will be, let's see, tomato sauce. We're going to use a lot of tomato sauce because I have some items, lots of recipes that are using the tomato sauce this time. I also need a cream of mushroom soup for my pot roast and a thing of onion soup mix. So here's my pantry, and I think the tomato sauce I'm going to be short on. I have one here. I have lots of tomatoes, but not... mayonnaise. All right, so I don't have the tomato soup, the tomato sauce, which I'm gonna need. I have a cream of mushroom here, so I'm good with that. And let's see. I'm looking for there it is, right here. I have that, so that takes care of those items there. And how I work it with my pantry is I have a, shall we call it a core amount of canned goods that I keep on hand. So when those core items go on sale, I stock up on them. So when I'm planning my menu, I already have it in stock, and I also got it for a cheaper price. It doesn't always happen that way. Aldi's is usually the cheapest, but sometimes I can find things cheaper. So having that core list of items in my pantry always gives me a little bit of wiggle room in case I don't make it to the grocery store in 2 weeks. I still have extra food in there that I can whip up some really good dinners, even though I haven't been to the grocery store. I'll have to add some spaghetti sauce to my list, and just, I think, pretty much our fruits and vegetables, and we will be good to go. So it doesn't look like it's going to be that big of a shopping trip. However, I am looking at doing a bulk food run, which is that's usually in the 200s. We do that about twice a year, and there's some things that we're getting a little low on, so I've got to factor that in. If you're new to this channel, one of the ways that we save money on our food is by buying in bulk, and we don't shop at Costco's or Sam's or anything like that. We actually go straight to a restaurant supply warehouse. Spaghetti.
Ooh, that looks good.
And we need celery for our soup.
Celery.
Let's see, carrots, spaghetti. Oh no, spaghetti sauce. Ugh, forgot the sauce part. All right, I think that's all I'm gonna need at this time. So I hope that helps you with your menu planning and just some ideas on how I do it. I shop around the sales, and it really helps just stretch our food budget. Be sure to check out my other videos on the month of March and the meal plans that I'm doing, and how I use the book to put these meals that I wrote down on here and how I plug them in for each week. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to share this video and give it a thumbs up, and we will see you for our next video.
Mom, no,
Bye.